Welcome to the Raw and Real of Real Estate podcast, powered by LPT Realty, Real Estate Reimagined, with your host, the one and only Betsy Tinnervin. On this podcast, we bring you people who share their personal journeys in life, business, and of course, real estate. Get motivated, inspired, and priceless information from entrepreneurs, community leaders, and realtors who are thriving. Now let's get raw and real. Here's Betsy.
Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am your host, Betsy Tinnervin. Happy weekend. So glad that you are with us today. I hope that you have downloaded your iHeartRadio app. We appreciate all of our listeners. This week, I have an exciting show for you guys. And I know there are some weeks where I say, like, I have some faves on my show. I have an exciting show. But today, I'm telling the truth. So I got some really awesome people here. I have Mr. Ryan Boyd in the flesh with Cross Country Mortgage.
Whoop, whoop.
How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Now, today, these people are going to be hard for me to corral. So if all the listeners out there, don't get scared. If you're driving, you might want to pull over because they're a wild bunch today. I also have Dalisha Karn with the Compound basketball team. She's a fresh loan officer, just passed her exam, and she's also one of the #1 sales reps for Sherwin-Williams. What's going on, D?
What's up, Betsy? Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
And I have Tyler Virgil. You have heard him before. He is a investment specialist with the Tampa Bay Investments team. He also specializes in the new Tampa Wesley Chapel area. What's going on, Tyler?
What's going on, Betsy? Thanks for having me again.
So I definitely kind of want to start with you, Ryan, because I can, throw you out to the wolves. So I know that you've done so much stuff in the mortgage industry, and I'm sure that a million times you hear agents say, hey, like, I have a good lender, or tell me what's going on. But let's kind of get to the raw and the real, because we talk about the raw and the real of real estate on this show. Tell me about you, what you do, what makes you great, why you're different. Besides the Halloween costume that you wore.
That was good, right?
That was really good.
Doctor of CTC, as I was known at the Halloween party.
Yes.
So good times. Good to see you. Glad to be on the show. I love your energy. I've heard you many times and glad to be here. So obviously there's a lot of lenders and there's a lot of agents, and not everybody's going to pair right together, right? But it's very important that your relationship with the realtor and your lender is on point, because you're going to work together almost as closely as you do with your husband or your wife, maybe even more so, right? So just important that you have a good relationship. As far as what Cross Country Mortgage brings to the table, specifically my team.
Give us the juice. Give us the juice.
Ryan Boyd, Cross Country Mortgage is, guys, it's not about doing all the niche stuff and the crazy things. It's about doing what you're supposed to do. It's about following through. It's about communicating. It's about treating your clients the way you want to be treated. Right? Not about telling what they want to hear, not about giving you a piece of paper where they're approved, saying they're pre-qualified, they're not really approved. Our job is to protect your time as an agent, and we don't want you out in the car driving people around, wasting your time just to know that 3 weeks into the process, the deal's dead. So we want to be that person you can lean on to help the client, to educate them. It's not always a yes or no answer, right? So some lenders are like, well, my bank said they can't help me. Well, what do you need to do? I don't know. So if we need to rebuild their credit, whatever we need to do to get them ready to buy, whether it's 6 months, we just had a client we've helped for 2.5 years and she finally got in a house. So it's about the long haul, but it's about the relationship, and that's the most important thing.
So let's talk about programs, though. I mean, obviously, you and I both know I love it when people say, talk to your lender about the interest rate. And I'm like, well, you can talk to 5 people, but the feds control that, and the basis points every day fluctuate up and down. But I want to know, what can Cross Country do for someone that's listening that is looking for an actual mortgage program, or what can Cross Country do for agents that, again, have a versatile group of buyers in their database and they need to qualify them for homes? Like, what programs do you have that set yourself apart from other people?
Oh, we have access to all the major programs, including conventional, USDA, FHA, VA. down payment assistance. But the hot topic right now.
I want the hot
You want the hot
topics, Ryan.
stuff? So a lot of people are talking about the 2-1 buy downs. Not many people are talking about the 3-2-1 buy downs, which is what we have. But you hear it, but no one really explains what it is. So I don't know that we can go into it in full depth, but what we're talking about, guys, is not only the ability for the buyer to come in with a 3% lower interest rate the first year, but a 2% interest rate lower the second year, 1% the third. This is not paid for by the buyer, it's paid for by the seller. So you say, well, why does it help the seller? Well, think about how you could increase your potential buyers if the seller's willing to buy the interest rate down by 3%. Guys, we're talking about a huge amount of money. It gets factored in.
So you're saying that the seller, so let's just do some simple math, right?
Okay.
So purchase price $500,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, get that pin out, Ryan. Y'all can't
Gotcha.
see him, but I need him to get that pin out because I want to get the facts straight. Get the facts straight for all the listeners. So purchase price $500K, and you're saying let's just say the interest rate is 6%. Conventional loan right now is 6%. We'll just throw that out there. That's not a fact. I'm just throwing it out. So purchase price $500,000. What's the percentage down?
Well, I mean, I have an example here if you just like to run through it. So as an example, here's a sales price of $450,000.
We were close. Okay. 450.
20% down.
Okay.
Okay. This is assuming an interest rate of 7%, which is pretty much where we are in the current market.
Okay.
So the effective interest rate for the buyer the first year would be 4% instead of 7%, right? The monthly savings that they would achieve from having a 4 versus a 7 is $676 less per month in their payment.
And then how does that affect the seller?
Well, the seller's basically paying the difference between the market rate and the current interest rate on a lump sum fee. So for an example, like on a $450,000 house, if they're buying the rate down for the buyer, the 3 years, it's a total of about $16,000.
Okay, and then that just is wrapped into...
That's paid by the seller as a lump sum fee at closing. They have to sign an agreement. And it's part of a buy down. But here's the beauty behind it. So the seller's going to consider that they're going to be paying $16,000 when they're getting their offers in, right? So that's $16,000 that's coming out of the seller's pocket. Well, the buyer's also considering $16,000's coming out of the seller's pocket when they're making their offer. So things need to come together, and
But it can be paid off the HUD, right?
Well, yeah, it's not paid in advance. No, it's paid at closing.
I was like, whoa, okay, perfect.
But
That's
let
a
me
good...
do one more thing though. Let's say they refinance in a year and a half because they are expecting rates to come down. Whatever's unused of that buy down goes towards paying the principal down. So that buyer who used that. So
I like that.
So let's call the $16,000. Let's say in a year and a half they refinance. Well, now we have $8,000 that pays the mortgage down. Then they refinance and get the lower interest rate. So it's a win for all parties. Sellers get more buyers. Buyers get the opportunity to get the house.
And that is a program that you guys offer across
100%. We're utilizing it today.
Ooh, 3-2-1 buy down. Seller pays. I like that. Tyler, what do you think about that?
I think it's a great program. I mean, I also don't think a lot of people aren't aware of those 2-1s and 3-2-1s available right now. Have you seen a lot more people using those?
I mean, a lot of people are not aware of it, but they don't understand it. So you see like some things flying on social media. You see more of the 2-1s. You don't really see the 3-2-1s. But it's the job of the real estate agents and the lenders to combine together as a team, talk to the buyers. A lot of these people are on the fence. They're like, hey, I don't want to buy now. Interest rate's too high. Well, guess what? The time to buy is now. Let's face it. Like FHA deals are on the table. VA deals are on the table.
Do you have to do 20% down with the 3-2-1?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay.
That's just an example.
Okay, perfect.
They could do the normal 3% down first-time home buyer or 3% down FHA. It doesn't matter. But this is just an example of how the numbers work. But each loan is different, and we'll give you those numbers when we talk about them, you know, in terms of a particular home and a particular buyer.
So, Tyler, I think that this is a good opportunity for you to kind of jump and explain, like, the importance as an agent, again, to promote these type of products.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great programs that I think a lot of buyers aren't aware of, and that can get them into a home a lot quicker. I mean, the down payment assistance, the 3-2-1, I mean, there's a lot out there. What do you guys usually do to inform the buyers about it before actually reaching out to them?
Well, we promote it on social media, obviously. I have a list of pre-approved buyers just for people that think the market's in a really bad position. I mean, just my team, we have over 100 people that are already pre-approved to buy a home. And so it's educating those people, hey, why are you not buying now? Well, it's because interest rates are high. And that's where we start educating the buyers.
Well, Ryan, if
about
somebody
it.
out there wants to know right now about this 3-2-1 program, can you throw out your digits real quick?
Absolutely. Hit us up at 727-742-7966 or my website at boydhomeloanteam.com.
And Tyler, if somebody wants to know about all these different programs that are offered as far as financing is concerned, and they are looking for a stellar agent in the Tampa Bay market, could you give them your digits?
Yep. 309-532-7932.
So what's going to happen when we return is I'm going to dive deep into who is Dalisha Karn? Why is she on this show? What has she done? We're going to get into some really great conversations as we have Ryan Boyd here has been in the industry quite a long time. Dalisha has been in sales a really long time. And then Tyler Virgil, who definitely has been through a generation of agents and has been born into the real estate industry. You will not want to miss the next 3 segments. If you are interested in learning about LPT Realty, definitely feel free to contact me at 813-609-0229. We look forward to diving deep into being an entrepreneur, what's going on in the new world of becoming a loan officer, and also definitely great information about an athletic program in our community, the Compound basketball team. I can't wait for you guys to hear all about it. We're going to pay some bills and take a commercial break, and we'll be right back after the break.
The best comp plans ever in stock and revenue share, but if we're not closing real estate transactions, all of that is worthless, because ultimately everything starts with a real estate transaction, which starts with a consumer. And so we wanted to arm our agents with the absolute best technology and best marketing tools to do more real estate. And that's, again, I think a big differentiator. I think very few brokerages really sit down and say, how do we provide tools to make sure that our agents can be more productive, sell more real estate, win more listings, win at more listing appointments, help more buyers find that home. And we're very focused on that. And so while we have the best comp plans and the best ways for agents to generate wealth and earn, we also have the best tools, and more importantly, I would say have the best tools to help you be successful in real estate.
Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am your host, Betsy Tinervin, and this show is fire today. I have Ryan Boyd, Dalisha Karn, Tyler Virgil, and I love the factor that we have people every single week listen in. I just had someone call me this morning and say, Betsy, heard this girl on the radio on Saturday, and I think it might have been you. And I said, yes, it was. And he said, but you did not say bro or dude. So I had to confirm that it was actually you. I try to be good on the radio show. I try to be motivational and professional. And if you guys know me in the real world, on my Facebook feed, it is all real estate. And then 90% of it was basketball. Both of my boys played ball. And I had the honor of meeting Dalisha Karn, is on my show today. Back 7 years ago, it was like our first or second year in Florida. My youngest is 19 now, and I think that she started coaching him when he was 12. Dalisha, you know that I adore you as a coach. She has done amazing things, and I think your story is just really impactful. So I honestly just kind of want to turn it over to you and tell me who you are, what you've done, what you have done now. It's all you, sister.
Okay. Thank you for having me again, Betsy. I honestly appreciate any opportunity I have to tell my story, motivate some people, and meet some other great people in the process. A little bit about me, what brought me to Tampa, Florida. I played basketball at USF.
Woo woo!
Roll Tide also. I started at university.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Yes, sir.
Roll Tide.
Yes. Oh, okay. That's a Roll Tide.
My daughter just graduated from there.
Okay. Small world.
Yeah.
Small world. So I signed a basketball scholarship to the University of Alabama, played there for a couple years. We had a coaching change, and I had the call from USF. They wanted me to come down and go through a workout, went through the workout, signed another scholarship to USF. That's what brought me to Tampa. But make no mistake about it, I'm a Florida girl. I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. That's my hometown, just a kid from Duval County.
What was your major at USF?
I actually double majored. So I finished with 2 bachelor degrees, one in psychology and another in criminology.
Okay.
Yep. And I did all that as a student athlete. taking 18, 20 hours a semester just so that I could double up. You know, if they were going to give me something free, I'm taking everything I can.
And I heard that you were a sixth man on the bench, Alicia.
No. Well, at times, I had to earn my way. But I was a starter. I was a sixth man. Well, when I first got to USF, I had to sit out a year, and then I eventually worked my way into the starting lineup and became team captain.
I knew that. You know, I was just messing with you.
Oh, I love it. Give it to me.
And so after you graduate from USF, you decide now we have double majored. We took advantage of definitely being a student athlete. I know that you teach all the kids that you personally coach about work ethic and discipline. I've seen you do it anywhere from my garage to the MAC to on asphalt. She also has personally trained me. And let me tell you, it's beyond motivation. After college, then you decide to jump into your first career and kind of talk about that a little bit.
For sure. So actually, I was a student athlete. I was playing basketball still, and I started working part-time for the Sherwin-Williams Paint Company. And let me tell you, going to work after a Division I basketball practice, that is probably unheard of because you don't need a job when you play Division I basketball. But I was getting my steps ready to graduate, started with Sherwin-Williams. Once I, of course, got my degrees, I was able to get into the management training program. And
how long have you been with them?
10 years later, I'm still with the Sherwin-Williams Paint Company, but at a better position. I'm a sales rep, so I pretty much make my own schedule. I bring in about $1.5 million for the Sherwin-Williams Paint Company for the past 7 years. Actually started with the scratch territory. So a scratch territory is when you may have maybe about 10, 15 accounts and you grow them. So I was going to, now I have custom builders that I am a rep for.
How many accounts do you have now?
I have about 250 accounts now.
Okay.
And I've maintained about 250 accounts for the past 3 years. I hit a master's club, had a lot of success with Sherwin. I found that I could talk.
A little bit. And on the side throughout that, you have also created the compound basketball team.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, well, that's near and dear to my heart. Basketball is my passion. Sales is what I do. We started with 2 teams. Betsy's son was actually part of my first boys team, first and last.
We gave up the boys.
Yeah. So I came into the Tampa market and understood that it was a need for basketball. It was a need for a trainer that was in the community, making things happen, creating opportunities.
Because it's not just basketball. What you guys do is Dalisha actually, and just from a parent standpoint, she not only trains the kids, but she preps them to get college scholarships. So a lot of times in basketball, and I've paid more organizations and been to more games, and I will compete with anyone out there as a mom. Jalen played 71 games in 9 months, which is an NBA schedule, and I was at 54 of them around the country. But Dalisha actually has the organization, The Compound, which is an all-girls basketball group. And basically, she prepares them to get college scholarships so they can come in. Now she has a junior high division. She focuses on, obviously, the high school part of it. And I just love the factor that she not only played D1 ball, but double majored and then also got a full-time sales job and now has created her own business. And I think I definitely want to circle back to, basketball is your passion and sales is what you do. I think that in the world today, everyone has their strengths and weaknesses and God gives you gifts. If you don't use your gift, I feel like your whole life is just an up and down, kind of plateau. And then recently you became a licensed loan officer.
Woo woo!
And I know you worked on hard for this for 2 years.
Yes. It took me a little bit longer than I expected. Running multiple businesses and studying for a 125 3-hour test was challenging, but I passed. I'm about 2 weeks out.
Okay.
I have an interview tomorrow. I have maybe about 4 brokers, lenders. I'm still understanding the field.
Oh, they're recruiting you. It's back to basketball time now.
Yeah.
You are being recruited and
I'm loving
hustled.
It. I'm loving
it. Exactly. Recruit me. I love all this, and I just want everyone out there to know that LPT Realty does this radio show to feature our amazing agents and then also business owners and vendors in our community, such as Dalisha and Ryan Boyd. You know, Ryan with Cross Country Mortgage, I think it was cool for me. I knew that Dalisha was going to pass as I scheduled this group of people, but I would like to hear from you if there's anyone out there like Dalisha that has just became a loan officer. What does it look like with Cross Country and your team when someone is just become an LO and they come and say, hey, I'm Ryan, I want to, you know, be on your team? What does that look like?
I mean, you got to start with the basics. I think it's whether you're a real estate agent or whether you're, you know, new to the loan officer lender world. So you have the salesmanship, obviously, the people that come in that are strong. That's what you hang your hat on. You know, you're a hard
100%.
You're a hard worker. You've got your salesmanship. And really from that point, it's just about mastering the products, because when you master the products, now you have the confidence, which leads to your salesmanship. And it's not about, I mean, in sales, and you'll appreciate this, Dalisha, sales is not about trying to put money in your pocket or to make that sale. It's about genuinely helping that person. And if you genuinely help that person and you know what you're talking about, then the money's an organic byproduct of that. And the client can see right through that when you're sincere and know what you're talking about and you're not. So I would say starting with the basics, mastering your product so that you can confidently go out there and use the
When you bring new
salesmanship.
people in, Ryan, to Cross Country, do you guys have
Yes.
like a platform that you put them through? I'm just thinking if there's a listener out there who's thinking like, for instance, with us at Tampa Bay Investments, our team, you know, we kind of put them like a 30 days, like build your business program for new LOs. Anyone out there listening at Cross Country, do you put them through any type of program or?
We do. Yeah. It's physical and mental. We make them run like.
It's a hazing process?
Yeah. You're going to run a few miles, you know, and dig through some dirt and things like that. No, we do.
Dalisha, you're going to have to put her through some extra stuff, because when that girl has trained me, she's like, Betsy, get on all fours, push-ups now. Yeah, you put them through that?
No, not really, but I think we try to use real world situations. So you can put somebody, and Dalisha, you probably know you spent hundreds of hours probably studying for this test. A lot of that you may use, but we need to look at real life, real scenario type of situations. And those are the type of things we try to put our new loan officers through so they know how to handle real world.
Well, if anybody wants to know about what that hazing process is like, Ryan, what's your digits? Could you give them to everybody?
Absolutely. So Ryan Boyd, Cross Country Mortgage at 727-742-7966.
And Dalisha Karn, if anyone is interested in knowing your just entrepreneurial journey, how you became kind of a business owner, what you've done with your sales career, and of course, any information in regards to the Compound basketball team, could you please give them your information?
Absolutely. You can reach me at 904-405-8546.
Perfect. And Tyler Virgil, what's your number?
309-532-7932.
We are going to pay some bills. We will be back to dive deep in segment 3. You will not want to miss this show. Don't forget to download the iHeartRadio app. We're going to pay some bills, and we will be back after the break.
The biggest win, I think, with the dual path and having these two models is that now we become a brokerage for everyone. No matter where you are in your real estate career or what your goals are today, maybe today you're not interested in recruiting or having a team, but then one day you wake up and you are. Well, if you're at the wrong brokerage to do that, you're locked in. Where in our model, we're not holding anyone hostage. We're not tying anyone in. You can move between the different comp plans and have that success and really achieve whatever your definition of success is under one brokerage platform, being LPT.
Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am your host, Betsy Tinnervin. Happy weekend, my friends. So glad that you're with us today, listening live. We just want to thank LPT for sponsoring this show. Our fearless leader, Robert Palmer, makes this happen every single weekend for you. I love the factor that we get to bring members from the community in and speak with them and have our agents kind of learn about their businesses and then tools and ways that they contribute to Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay is the third hottest metro market in the country, my friends. So I know that everyone hates this topic and we've all like swam around it, but I think no one better to speak about it than Ryan Boyd. And everyone's famous question, Tyler, we get this every day as an agent, right? Should I buy right now?
Of course.
And I'm sure, Ryan, you get that as well.
Every day.
Is it a good time to buy? And I think that, you know, Ryan, you and I can agree, and this show's transparent and we're raw and real, so you can totally disagree with you choose. But what I always tell people is, myself personally, would I overpay 50 grand for a property in this market? Probably not. Would I buy a home if I was looking to purchase a piece of property for myself? Absolutely. Investing in real estate is the sexiest asset out there, and you cannot get those rate of returns, whether the interest rates are high or not, in the stock market, in a savings account. Like, you just can't. You cannot get a 10% cash on cash return with the risk versus rate of return that you do in real estate. So let's just talk regular homeowners, conventional purchases. I'm in temporary housing right now, so please preach to me, because I sold my property and now I've ended up in a rental for a while. So why should someone buy right now if they're looking to purchase a home in Tampa Bay?
Well, it's a great question, Betsy, right? It's the hot topic, Tyler.
That's why I leaned on you, Ryan.
As well. So listen, guys, we hear it every day, all day, right? But we were in a market where people were paying way over list price. There were 20, 30 offers coming in. In order to get a home, sometime you had to not only waive the inspection, but you had to say, by the way, I'm willing to pay up to $50,000 over the appraised value.
Right.
Oh, and by the way, there's 30 items that need to be repaired, but we're not fixing anything. You have to buy it as is. So we're coming from that market into a period where, guess what? The prices have come back down to a normal level. Are they declining? No. But we were going 100 miles an hour, and now we're going 65 miles an hour, right? If you were a buyer before and you were FHA, you were not conventional, you almost had no shot at getting an offer accepted. If you were VA, also a lot of trouble. What if you needed the seller actually pay your closing costs? That was off the table. Guys, all these things are back on the table now, and that's why I think we have an opportunity for buyers now to hop in and get a lower price point. Sellers are willing to negotiate. Utilize, if you need sellers help,
For
covering
sure.
closing costs. Are you going to pay a higher interest rate? Yes, you are. However, I know we've all heard the saying, marry the house, date the rate, but I'll add another one, divorce your rent. So marry the house, date the rate, divorce your rent. Get the house you want, get a discounted price, even get the things repaired that need to be repaired. And then chances are within about 12 months, maybe less, maybe more, we'll be able to refinance you into a lower interest rate.
And Tyler, I know that, we discuss every single week what we're going to do for our, just any of our clients when we're writing an offer in today's market. So you want to talk a little bit about just kind of what you're doing to protect your buyers in the seller's market?
Yeah, Ryan, you touched on that really well. Now we're seeing a lot more seller concessions, offers being accepted under list price, prices coming down. Yes, we've seen interest rates going up a little bit, but it's still a great time for buyers to buy now. It's a lot more of an equal playing field, I'd say. But it's a lot better position for the buyers it is now than it was a couple months back.
For sure. And I think that, just like we've discussed, is, doing proper analysis on properties is important. So if someone comes to you and says, hey, I want to buy this property in Wesley Chapel, even in Live Oak in New Tampa, and it's priced at $550, you're going to run a comparative market analysis on that property, correct, Tyler?
Yeah, right.
And just kind of confirm, hey, what do the comps look like in the last 6 months? And then we're actually going back as far as a year. The other thing I want to add to what Ryan said is Tampa Bay has always been an apex market. So everybody out there knows this is my famous word vomit, that Tampa is not going to change. We're going to continue to appreciate, and prices are going to continue to rise. Prior to a seller's market, we were an apex market. Rents were rising and the prices of homes were still rising. That was happening here. So for us going into a seller's market, it wasn't a super shock. The interest rates were more of a shock, but we've been kind of in that, price increase in the sale of homes. And then now with the interest rates, being high and having some lower inventory, I agree with Ryan and Tyler. I think that if you have a seasoned agent, which I would definitely bet on Tyler Virgil, and you have a loan officer such as Ryan Boyd who can work together to position you in the proper place and then also negotiate with the seller and get you into that 3-2-1 buy down program, you are a winner. #winning. I think that it's awesome, Ryan. And I also love what you said earlier. If anyone missed that, who's interested in getting into the mortgage industry, definitely hit up Ryan. I think he puts his LOs in a position to win. And I love that. I love, me, I love teaching. I love training. I love educating. I'm going to circle back to Miss Dolly Shakarn. If you missed her on segment 2, she is a member of the community who has really engrossed her heart and soul in mentoring young females in the basketball space with the Compound Basketball. And I believe you are on Facebook and Instagram, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
The Compound. Tell me about that name really quick, because I forget. Where'd that name come from?
So I've always liked Compound,
Okay.
bringing things together to create something great or to create something in general.
Okay.
And so I use it as a marketing technique to, start an organization.
Great. And so tell the listeners out there, if they have kids interested in your program, if they're also interested in any like personal training or fitness stuff, give it to them.
Yeah. So we generally run a 6-month season with the Compound. We go in between February and I want to say August.
Okay.
And we operate within the months where kids are spring and summer.
Outside of their high school.
Outside of high school.
Okay.
So it allows athletes that platform to play year round and continuously develop. Because getting a $100,000 scholarship is going to take that year-round process.
1,000%.
And just helping them gain those, I want to say, coping mechanisms, coping strategies of not always getting what you want, and consistently working
the
hard.
generation today needs to learn that, Dalisha?
It's critical. It's critical for this generation who has all the resources at their fingertips.
Instant gratification.
Google,
Bixby,
right.
Siri.
Right.
Look this up. Yeah, I feel you. And I know that both of my boys, especially my youngest, has been mentored by you for years. And I can't get emotional on the radio, but it has been a wild ride, especially with teenagers in today's society. It's very hard to parent. It's very hard to guide. They are subjected to way more than what they are ready for. If I had YouTube in high school, I wouldn't be sitting here today because I would have been in a lot more trouble. But I know that what you do is you not only have empathy for them, but you create systems and boundaries and you empower them as individuals. So talk about some of the successes that you've seen with a couple girls that you've coached thus far.
Well, as of today, I have maybe about 22 athletes in college.
Woo woo! On scholarships.
On full scholarships.
I love that.
And that's just creating opportunity, creating opportunity for the youth, giving them that platform to become. I think that's most crucial now with this generation is they need the space and that mentorship to, take their mindset to the next level. And that's what we do at the Compound. Now we are at 5 teams. We're expanding into the Polk County area.
I love that.
And we're expanding into Jacksonville. So the connections that we've built over the years has been essential for our success. Now we have coaches in position in different markets that need the same platform, and we're here for it.
Well, we appreciate you in the community, and I know Ryan and Ty as well would tell you the same thing, that the youth is our next generation, and
Sure.
we appreciate you lifting them up, guiding them, and preparing them to be in the real world. If someone wants to know about the Compound Basketball or anything to do with your impactful and powerful story, give them your contact information.
If you are interested in the Compound, you are serious about playing basketball at the next level and also getting great mentorship, you can contact me at 904-405-8546.
And don't forget that we have Ryan Boyd here. Give him those digits, Ryan.
Hey, guys, 727-742-7966.
And Tyler Virgil.
Yep, 309-532-7932.
We're going to pay some bills. We will see you after the break. You do not want to miss the next segment with these three amazing entrepreneurs. We will catch you after the break. Welcome back to the LPT All-Star Radio Show. I am your host, Betsy Tinervin, and segments 1 through 3 thus far with Ryan Boyd, Dalisha Karn, and Tyler Virgil have been amazing. Just to recap, if you have just joined, Ryan Boyd is with Cross Country Mortgage. We are so glad to have you, Ryan.
Glad to be here.
And Dalisha Karn is with the Compound Basketball.
Yo, yo, yo.
And Tyler Virgil is an outstanding realtor with LPT Realty on the Tampa Bay Investments team.
Thanks for having me again, Betsy.
And this group of people has been amazing. We definitely dove deep into who Dalisha Karn is in our community. Again, LPT Realty, myself, Tampa Bay Investments wants to empower all the businesses that impact everyone in Tampa Bay. And we love what she's doing with our youth. Tyler Virgil is definitely an expert, comes from generations of realtors and really focuses on the new Tampa Wesley Chapel area. However, he does work all of Tampa Bay. And Ryan Boyd is a seasoned branch manager. Is that a good title for you?
Loan officer.
Loan officer. But you're like a manager guy. How long have you been in this industry?
Good. 20 plus.
Yeah, 20 plus years in the mortgage industry. And he has given some amazing insight as to why it is time to buy in the market today. I definitely want to touch on just training. I think that anyone that knows me know that I tell realtors all the time, you're not just a realtor. I always say that wrong. Ellie Lambert, I corrected myself if you're listening to me today. But you're a business owner. Like, you are a 1099 employee. You're a business owner. You have to create a system and a foundation to run a business. And so, Ryan, why is it important for lenders and agents to work together when they're converting leads? I feel like there may be an agent out there listening going, interest rates went higher. I just don't have the tools that I need. Or even I did 10 to 25 transactions last year and now I've plateaued off this year. Throw some stuff out about lead conversion and why it's important for agents and lenders to kind of cohesively work together.
Well, the reason is it's so important to convert a higher percentage of your leads because we're getting less of them.
100%.
So what are you going to do with those people that you get? So if you have the right lender like ourselves, it's our job to convert at the highest level. So what does that mean? Well, it means being quick to contact the client, making sure that they're engaged, making sure they know all the information, making sure they understand these programs that are available, like the 3-2-1 buy downs, why it is a good time to buy, why interest rates, even though it's the highest they've seen, it's definitely not as high as we've seen in the industry, right? We've been in double digits before. A lot of the buyers don't understand that. So putting it in perspective and realizing the most important thing is giving you a comfort level for a payment. Yes, interest rates are there, but that's something you can refinance. But in terms of partnering with that agent and converting those leads, it's not about just getting that client the first time. It's about helping them and then helping their family and their coworkers and their friends and things from there. So we do a very good job on making sure we touch those buyers in terms of mailings and flyers and emails throughout the years after they purchase or after they sell. And
that's perfect.
All of those are co-branded with the agents that handle the transaction as well as ourselves. It's amazing how many people use an agent and then they don't use that agent again, or they don't use the same lender again. And so we have to make sure that we establish that connection.
Yeah, we don't want to be out of sight, out of mind.
No, we don't. We need to stay on top of them as a team and know that we're available for them, whether they need to know who to hire for their lawn guy, right? Or whether they really have a pertinent question as it relates to real estate or lending.
For sure. Tyler, what do you think about working with a lender, how you help your clients kind of go through that process? Also touch a little bit on why LPT provides the resources that you feel you need as an agent to be successful in this industry.
Yeah, I'll start with that lender point. I think it's really important to put the right people in front of you, especially in this business. It's all about who you know, and having a lender that explains the process in a really simple manner to the buyers, and working with the same lender, same agent can make the business a lot easier for our clients. Upon joining LPT, though, I mean, that's another great point is putting the right people around you. I mean, when Betsy brought me on, you put me through a lot of the training and really leveraged me in my business. So it's really
What do you think about the LPT listing power pack?
Oh, it's great. Great in a lot different way of marketing, sellers' homes.
Yeah, I feel like we are definitely set ourselves apart in that aspect, Tyler. When we walk into a listing appointment, we have 168 pieces of marketing content, and you get to say, and you get a customized website, and you get this and you get that. If they've interviewed 25 people and you come in with your 2 magazines with your face on the front with the 9 critical questions and the marketing plan and the listing power pack, you're winning, right, Ty?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just to kind of, speak on that again, I think that perfecting your craft is important. I always want to be a student of the game. It's always nice to not be the smartest person in the room. So as much as I outpour into training for people at LPT and Tampa Bay Investments, I also then continue to educate myself as well and surround myself with high-level people. Someone that has motivated me, I can't say on and off the court because I never played ball, but I feel like I have the game memorized at this point, is definitely Dalisha Karn. And I want you to touch, Dalisha, just on why it's important to have that mentor, that motivator, and continue to perfect your craft in the entrepreneurial world and the athletic world.
For sure. I think that the more resources you have available and the more you listen, the more you're coachable, I think the more successful you become, or you become successful even faster. The more you engulf yourself with information from the mentors, and I always say it has to transpire, it has to translate, right? You can't practice the move and then under pressure, in the game, you're not doing the move, right? So everything, I think, whether it's real estate, whether it's basketball, all of them have those same underlying principles, and that's hard work, determination, and when the popcorn is popping, you got to produce. So,
and what about the two original, OG boys, Jalen Tinnervin and Avion Hill? Let's give a shout out to them.
Oh yeah. Shout out to my boys, Avion and Jalen, who actually helped me launch the compound and are still supporting me till this day. And I think that's the best part about what I do, is seeing guys that I've known since they were 14.
They were 12.
12, right.
And they're now going to be 20 in January. And
over the years, seeing my kids become adults and thriving adults in the community, that just is motivation for me to keep going, for sure. So shout out to my guys, man, straight up.
Yeah, I think it's amazing just kind of seeing you mentor people, but I also know, and I'm not sure how much you're pushing DC Fitness. Are you still pushing kind of personal training stuff, or what are you doing with that?
For sure. So I still have personal training clients. I have basketball clients. I have my certified, my CPT.
Tell the world what that is.
I'm a certified personal trainer also. I actually have been
She has 85 degrees and she's a certified personal trainer and she's the #1 sales rep. What do you not do? I love that though. And I think that me and you have these conversations though. You need to be proud of that. There's a lot of people that go to school and they're D1 athletes and they get their degree and that's cool. But you double majored, you continued to get certifications, and why is that just important? Like I said, to just continue to be being a student of the game and learning.
I believe that you got to continuously challenge yourself, at every point in your life. You're going to be challenged. So you got to go hard. You got to continuously want to learn and reinvent who you are, build off who you are.
Self-growth.
Absolutely.
We have those self-talks every week.
We have one too many self-talks because we are people that want to get better.
If other people want to get better, though, how do they contact you in regards to the compound?
Well, of course, if you want to get better, you can reach me at 904-405-8546.
We have loved having you here today, and we really appreciate you. Mr. Tyler Virgil, if anyone wants to work with a rock star realtor in the Tampa Bay area, potentially buy an investment property, purchase or sell, how do they get in touch with you?
Hit up your man or shoot me a call at 309-532-7932.
I know that you've been on the show before. I love seeing you grow. I love seeing you become great. I just enjoy your professional attitude. You are always dressed to the T, and you have a smile on your face. So we love you, man.
Thank you, Betsy.
Ryan Boyd, so glad to reconnect with you. Just for everyone out there, it's so funny when you network with people. I looked back in my phone after I re-saw Ryan Boyd and I had his number in my phone from like 3 years ago. So great to reconnect with you. I really respect you in the industry. Just the way that you spoke today, just encouraging people, lifting people up, whether it's new LOs, it's agents that really want to build their business, or potential home buyers that you're helping. We're just grateful to have you around, Ryan. Could you give anyone your contact information?
Absolutely. And it was a pleasure being here. Reach me on our website at boydhomeloanteam.com or directly on my cell, text, or call at 727-742-7966.
Once again, friends, happy weekend. And that is a wrap. I know that you do not want this segment to end, but unfortunately, you are going to have to catch us next week. Hot topics every single week, the raw and the real of real estate. I am your host, Betsy Tinervin, signing off, and we will see you next weekend.
Thanks for listening to the Raw and Real of Real Estate podcast, powered by LPT Realty, Real Estate Reimagined. We hope this episode motivated and inspired you. And don't forget to rate and review us. Thanks again for listening to the Raw and Real of Real Estate podcast with Betsy Tinervin.